Always great to have my next guest on the show. It's the sniper, Sean Woodson, who will be back in action on January the 20th at UFC 297 when he takes on Charles Jourdain. Sean, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How about you? It's been a minute.
Yeah, man, it's been far too long. Always great having you on. Excited to see you back in action. It's a tough opponent. Charles always brings it. What were your initial thoughts when you heard of this matchup?
Yeah, what you said, tough opponent, the toughest opponent, my toughest opponent today for sure. This is a guy though I've had my eye on for a minute. I've asked for this matchup a couple times before. So when my manager hit me up and said it was Charles in Toronto, I was super excited, super happy. Uh, I think at the time I had like 12 weeks to prepare. So yeah, I was very happy when I got this matchup.
Why have you had your eyes on him in particular? Is there a certain reason? Is his fighting style maybe?
Oh, well, one, they had offered him to me, I want to say like 2 years ago or something like that. And I was just too heavy at the time. It was on like 2 weeks notice or something. So because they had offered him to me, I just, knew that that was a matchup they were interested in. So I just started watching them and breaking them down right away. And but yeah, outside of that, he's a dude that I look at and I'm like, that's an exciting fight. He's not one of these dudes that's coming to grapple. We're both like-minded and that we want to stand and strike and put on a good fight for the fans.
Fighting in Toronto, Canada, the fans up there, they get rowdy. Obviously they love it when the UFC comes to town. So what is that atmosphere going to be like? Do you think? Are you more excited for this fight in front of these fans than you have been in a while? Maybe for some previous fights.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like if I could have it my way, this is how it would be every single time. I'd want to be against super tough, violent, scary opponent, the underdog in enemy territory. Odds against me. This is where I feel like I thrive in. This is a position. Yeah, like if I could have it my way, I would forever remain the underdog, bro. Like, yeah, just fighting as is a thing you got to be super motivated to do type shit. So this just gives me extra motivation, and yeah, I couldn't be happier.
Well, I haven't seen the odds. I'm not sure that you're the underdog, but you will be wearing the black hat. You'll be going into enemy territory in front of his home fans, right? So does that get you
Yeah.
even more juiced up for a fight?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I say, and he has a bigger name than I do, a bigger following. He has, this is a big opportunity. Just as in, I say that as in he's a guy that has a name. He's very well known. So, but yeah, as far as the crowd and being in enemy territory, I use that for extra motivation throughout training and all that. But come fight night, that won't factor in at all in my mind. I'll be like tunnel vision, laser focused on Charles and the task at hand. And I feel like that's one of my strong suits is I don't let any outside noise distract me. I focus on fighting my fight and sticking to my game plan and just focusing on the only thing that matters.
Has there ever been a fan that has yelled something maybe vulgar or inappropriate or thrown anything at you on your walk to the cage or walking back from a fight? Has that ever happened?
Let me think. So I remember in Boston when I made my debut and I was walking out against Bosnia. Yeah, they was talking crazy. They were yelling some crazy stuff. I ain't had nobody throw nothing at me. I've been walking out like legit got the same thing I get on Instagram. The whole Mike Wazowski. What's that dude's name? You know what I'm talking about?
Mike, what do they say? Are they trying to compare you to him or something?
A dude that I look like talking about my body and how I'm built. The guy off of Monsters Inc. or something like that.
Oh,
Mike
God.
Wachowski. Oh, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I didn't know until the Instagram trolls got me hip to him. But yeah, I've heard that when I've been walking out before. But yeah, that's all I can think is yeah, the whole Mike Wachowski thing. And in Boston they were talking pretty crazy.
And of course, it had to be Boston. That's where I'm from. I'm from New England, and people get a few beers in you up here in New England, and crazy stuff starts coming out of their mouths. So I apologize on behalf of all the New Englanders.
Yeah, I was fighting one of their hometown boys too. So yeah, that was yeah, they were bound to talk crazy.
Well, it's been, I guess, quite a while. Your last fight was in August, so come fight night, we're going to be looking at 5 months since you fought last. Is that too long, or did you enjoy this kind of a break?
Well, no, this is actually a quicker turnaround than I'm used to for real. Like usually, I think it's been like 8 months. I've had a year layoff before. I've had 10 months layoffs before. A couple of those due to injury. But yeah, this 5 month turnaround is actually pretty quick than what I'm used to. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. That it was only 5 months in between, rather 8 months or whatnot. But yeah, after this one, I want to get more on the 3 to 4 months if I can. But 5 months, I'm pretty happy with that. We hear guys and see guys sitting on the sidelines for longer than that, more often than not.
Well, yeah, that was actually the reason why I asked, because I know the last time that we spoke, you said you wanted to be more active, that you wanted to be fighting a little bit sooner than you have been. So I thought that maybe 5 months would be a little bit too long for you based on our last conversation.
Okay, right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I would have liked to get back sooner for sure. I was asking for sooner. I was asking for, like November, December, or hold on, wait, what are we in? Yeah, I was asking for like November, December, but January, I'm good with that. I know there's a lot of guys on the roster. I'm blessed to be in this opportunity. I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in. So yeah, I can't be too picky or too I don't even know what the word, ungrateful. So yeah, I'm cool with it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we're excited to see you back, and what a great card to be on. What have you been up to since we last saw you get a win in the UFC Octagon?
Man, same old, man. Just training nonstop, getting better. Yeah, for real, just training nonstop, getting better, and making sure that my body's in a better position to be able to take short notice fights and get active. Get more active, and yeah, just get learning my body better, getting better with my body, and just always sharpening up my skills and staying in the gym. Really.
So no vacations. No, you didn't take the lady and go on a little trip at all.
Oh yeah, so didn't I tell you? Didn't we? I thought we talked about. So I went to Orlando, Florida, right after the fight. I think if I remember correctly, we talked about that. Yeah, I went to Orlando right after the fight. Ate way too much food, got way too damn big, and immediately came back home and started getting my weight down and stuff and getting ready for a fight. The vacation was cool. I was really looking forward to it, but it wasn't all what I really thought it was going to be. Like I went on the vacation and just immediately was like, man, I want to get back in the gym and get back in my routine and get to chasing a world title for real.
Mm. Yeah, I'm a routine guy myself. I feel happiest when I'm in a routine and I'm grinding. You the same?
Yeah, it was a big learning experience. Honestly, like I went on the vacation and yeah, it was a learning experience for sure. I was just like, wow, yeah, I really like being in my routine. Like I'll be in my routine and be so strict and so disciplined and swear that I want to, do other things. I want to eat bad food and I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do that. And then the moment I do it, I'm like, man, I like being healthy better. I like being in my routine better. And yeah, I'm firm on that from here on out.
Okay, fair enough, man. I love it. Well, we're both sneakerheads, so I got to ask you a little bit about what you've added to the collection since we last spoke.
I'm trying to let me down. I knew you were gonna ask me that too. I was trying to be ready for you. I know are you familiar with the Barclays? They're like they're older school shoe. I got the purple and black Barclays that came out
Okay,
not too.
all right.
You
So
don't
are those Reebok?
I believe no, they're Nike. They're Nike.
Nike. Okay. So that
I,
was a while ago because we're talking about Charles Barkley. That's back in the day.
yeah, there's some old remake of like a 92 shoe or whatnot. But yeah, I got them purple Barclays. Trying to think what else, man. Man, my one boy, he just got a early access to those Kobe's, the
Ooh.
red Kobe's that just came out. Yeah, he hit on those. I was pretty jealous about that. Yeah, I haven't even got any more shoes recently, man. I've been so locked in and focused on this upcoming fight, bro. I don't even know what's coming out.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not a bad thing. It's probably a bad thing for your opponent to hear that. I got to ask, because we talked a little bit about sneakers at pretty much every interview that we've done for a while now. Have you gotten a pair of Jordan 3s yet?
Jordan threes. Oh yeah. I got two pairs of Jordan threes actually. Yeah, I got I don't know the names of them though. I got the ones that are maroon. They got like some little maroon on them, and then I got the Wizards edition Jordan
Okay.
threes. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about, like TV ones.
I do. I do. Yeah. So okay. So your Jordan 3 collection. How do you like them? How comfortable are they? Because they're my
I,
favorite sneakers.
that is you who told me that. Okay, yeah. So that's your favorite sneaker. Yeah. So I got the Jordan threes, and I hadn't had any of them, and I got one pair and threw them on, and I'm like, oh shit, these are super comfortable, and they're one of the best fitting Jordans I think I've ever had. So yeah, I went and got another pair ASAP.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
you're
good.
right. Recommendation. Yeah, the Jordan threes are where it's at. The threes and the fours might be my favorite.
So the only thing I don't like, well, there's a couple things I don't like about the fours. I don't like the back tab that comes up and like jams into the back of your leg. It's like it goes too far past the. So if you wear short socks, if you don't wear long socks, they like cut into the back of your leg. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. That's happened to me. That's happened to me before. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
You can't.
So that
They just got to be for a little quick night out, real quick. Go to dinner and a movie with your lady or something. You can't be taking a lot of steps in them, I guess.
fair enough, man. Well, you'll have to keep me in tune about what you're looking for in 2024 because there's a lot of sneakers around the corner that are going to be dropping, and I'm sure you're going to at least add one or two more to the collection.
Oh, for sure. That's ritual. That's mandatory after every fight. Every fight, soon as I get paid, I set some money aside to cop me about 2, 3 pair for sure.
I love it, man. Hey, this weekend, a big UFC card, UFC 296. Give me your title predictions. Let's start with the main event, the welterweight title, Colby Covington, Leon Edwards. Are we going to have an and new, or does Leon retain?
I think Leon retains. I know Kobe is super dangerous. He has that wrestling threat, that wrestle heavy game. But I just think Leon is just on a unbelievable momentum streak right now, and just really has his confidence up and believes in himself. And yeah, with a dangerous skill set to match. So yeah, I see him being able to fend off Kobe.
Okay. Does it go the distance, or do you think he finishes Colby, which would be a tough thing to do?
Yeah, no, I believe it'll go the distance. I think Kobe. I mean, I think Leon will, just keep his distance and keep it on the feet, and be really focused on avoiding that takedown, and just just fend Kobe off and pick him apart on the feet, strike like more, kind of like Kamaru did.
Mhm. Okay. Yep. Fair enough. And the flyweight title, Pantoja, Brandon Royval. Who do you see winning that one?
I got Royval winning that one. That dude, I think he might be the most dangerous. I think he legit is the best flyweight in the UFC. Royval has this thing where, man, he does not let that. It seems like he doesn't let the mental pressure of fighting get to him at all. Like he has that thing where he can just come out there and probably perform better than he does in the gym. A lot of guys, I feel like the majority of MMA fighters perform worse than they do in the gym, if that makes sense. But he's one of them guys that under them lights, he shows up and shows out. I got him winning.
Okay, I'm with you too. He's like one of those fight night guys where he shows up and he's the best version of himself on fight night.
100%, yeah, dude. You can tell he loves this shit through and through. Like, some guys, I think they let this game stress them out so much to where they start to hate it. Kind of like what
Mhm.
Nick Diaz said. You got to love it so much to where you hate it. That I see nothing but he loves this shit.
All right. I want to get a couple more title picks from you. Now, your division, 145, I think it's February. Volkanovski's taking on Topuria. Might be maybe the toughest test that he's had at 145. Do you think that Topuria can get it done? Like, what's your prediction here? What do you think we're going to see?
I think it's gonna be a really good fight, but yeah, some not something is making me feel like, yeah, Toporia's gonna take that. I know Volkanovski is really good and whatnot, but and I think coming off of that knockout with Islam might have just put a little dent in his game, or like his mental maybe, or just threw him off a little bit. And he's been reigning for a long time, and everybody, their reign has to come to an end. And I don't know, I'm just feeling like Topuria is in the right place at the right time, and stars have aligned for him to be the one to dethrone Volkanovski. That's just what I'm feeling. I don't, what I'm feeling.
Okay. Hey, it very well could happen. Taporia looks like the real deal. He could be the guy to maybe, take the throne from Volk at 145.
Super well rounded everywhere, again, and on a hot streak. And yeah, just with Volk coming off of that, knockout, when you get knocked out, that and then that wasn't too long ago, was it? Wasn't that pretty recent?
Very,
Like,
very recent.
yeah, like a couple months ago or something like that. So yeah, all those things combined, yeah, I just feel like it'll be Toporia's moment.
Okay. Now the card that you're competing at next, UFC 297, the middleweight title's on the line. Sean Strickland, Dricus du Plessis. I don't know where to go on this one. Usually I have like a prediction and I'm like, okay, I think this guy's going to win. I could see this going either way. How do you feel?
Dude, this is like one of the most 50-50 fights, yeah, like I've seen in a minute. Like it really could go both ways. Both guys kind of have that 50-50 style where one night they can show up looking like a world beater, and the other night not so much. But yeah, if I had to pick one, I'd pick Strickland. Yeah, I'd pick Strickland. I think he's we've all seen enough Dricus now that they know, like even though he doesn't look like he has the best skill set at the time, you're forced to take him serious now. So, I feel like Strickland will, take him serious and be patient, and Dricus will probably come out hot. And after, Strickland wears him, I see Strickland wearing him down a bit and finish him in the later rounds.
Okay, I could see that happening. And anyone that follows the sport, Sean, knows that Sean Strickland likes to talk. He's very opinionated. He goes on Twitter and says really whatever's on his mind. There's no
Yeah,
filter.
I
What
love
is your you love it? Okay, I was going to ask you. So what is your take on all of that? And like the Ian Gary situation, and a lot of fighters are chiming in and saying what they think. Like, can you just kind of sum it up as to your opinion about all of this that we're hearing?
Yeah, I love how Sean Strickland speaks on how he feels and just says what it is. Like I love that. Now, it's not that I love everything he says. You don't have to agree with everything he says, but I just like the fact that he says what's on his mind and doesn't care. And I do agree with like 90% of the stuff he says. He'll throw me off every now and then and say something. I'm like, yeah, I ain't with all that. But for the most part, yeah, I agree with everything he says. Uh, that whole yeah, and one thing about him is he kind of chooses to speak on everything that like pops up. I might bypass all that, like the whole Ian Gary thing. Like if I'm scrolling, I see something about that, I'm not gonna make it my point to make a video and speak on it or whatever. But uh yeah, I agree with just speaking your mind and saying what you feel and whatnot.
Yeah.
That
And
Ian Gary, I will say this, like 9 times out of 10 I wouldn't even speak on somebody else's stuff. But only reason I will speak on the Ian Gary thing is because yeah, like I'm with a lot of other guys. Like I don't like that dude either. But I've been feeling that way before all this other stuff broke out. I remember I think it might have been his debut fight, and he fought Jordan Williams in his debut fight, I believe, and I was watching it live. And then yeah, afterwards he had made some remark to the media where like he was proud that he got the guy cut from the UFC or something like that. And yeah, I just thought that was just like whack, classless, and just distasteful or whatever. Because anybody who does this sport, bro, like we know how hard it is. We know how much it means to be in the UFC, and like, just these are our dreams and whatnot. And it's one thing, it's either me or him. Like I gotta beat, beat the guy, I'm trying to win or whatnot. But it's like as far as wishing that a guy gets cut after I beat him and like or like happy that a guy gets cut or like looking at that as like a badge of honor or something. That shit lame to me. Like real fighters, I feel like real fighters don't they don't feel that way. They don't take any glory or shine in getting a guy cut. That's weird.
mm. And as far as just the whole his partner, that situation, I mean, she kind of made it a public thing because she wrote this book, right? So that kind of just throws everything out the window and makes everyone have an opinion. But just as far as like like what Dylan Dennis did to the Paul brother there, Logan Paul, before their fight, all of the stuff that he put on Twitter and social media, like what's your opinion on that? And just is that off limits? Like, I can't imagine you do something like that, but is that is that fair game in the fight world?
Yeah. So mostly, yeah, like I'm with like, most of it is for sure. Like, this mental warfare and all that. But some things like, going at a dude's girl or whatever, going at a dude's wife or whatever, and the whole kids and religion, yeah, like I would stay away from that. But yeah, like at the same time, like I wouldn't let that bother me for real. Like if a guy says anything about any of those things, it's like I'm gonna see you regardless at the end of the day and have my time to do something about it. So like, why am I gonna get worked up about that? But yes, yeah, I think Dylan Dennis is lame too. But no, as far as like, are there certain things off limits? Yeah, it's all fair game if at the end of the day because it's fighting. But yeah, I do think bringing up religion and dude's wife and kids, yeah, that's lame.
Mm. One of my favorite quotes of all time was Mike Tyson back in the day, where he said he was I'm gonna eat your children. I don't know if you remember that, but
Yeah, yeah. I remember that. Mike Tyson was wow. That eat your children. That's like one of the most mild things he said. He just said crazier than that.
yeah.
I will repeat it.
Right. That's very true, my man. Well, I appreciate you diving into that a little bit with me. I wanted to get your take because it seems to be just getting a lot of attention here in the combat sports world right now. Tell me, camp right now, Wolves Den, how has it been? How are you feeling this moment?
Oh, it's been great, man. Yeah, Wolves Den has been great. We, along with me taking this fight super serious, all my teammates and my coaches are taking this fight super serious, and then they're going, out of their way to help me prepare and make sure I'm ready for this. We're this is my first international fight, so not only am I representing, my city, I'm representing my country for this one. So I'm, pretty excited about that too. And yeah, Wolves in my city overall has just been doing a great job of helping me get ready for this. I got guys coming from all type of gyms all over St. Louis, stopping in and helping giving me work. And yeah, it's been great. This dude, like I said, he's my toughest opponent to date, but nothing's gonna change. I'm not gonna approach it any different than I have all my other fights. I'm gonna focus on only what I can control. I'm not gonna, put too much stock into who he is and being in enemy territory and all that. I'm gonna focus on what I control, show up in the best shape possible, and not let no outside distraction stop me from fighting my fight.
So with this fight still being over a month out, I have to imagine the weight cut hasn't started yet. But are you where you'd normally be right now for your weight?
Yeah, I'm on point. I'm on point for sure. I'm a little bit ahead of schedule. Like I could honestly yeah, like I got like my coaches and stuff are telling me, you don't want to be, too low too quick. You know what I'm saying? Like I can, I'm still having cheat meals here and there and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm on point for sure.
And you said you're have other guys coming in from around the St. Louis area to help you train. Any like new partners specifically to help you train for Jourdain's style?
My guy Jordan Howard, he's been training with us for a minute. He's not new. He's a veteran in the sport. He's UFC caliber for sure. He's having guys turn him down left and right. I believe his record's like 13-5 or something. But yeah, he should be getting the call any moment to be up in the big show. But yeah, he's a similar build to Jourdain. They're both 5'9". He's got a little bit longer reach. I think he might even be quicker and sharper of a striker. He's been giving me a lot of good rounds. Dakota Bush, he's a UFC vet, and he's right there, trying to get back into the big show, and he's been coming through and giving me some good work. Got a guy, a pro, Garrett Wells. He's been giving me some good work as well. But yeah, my guy Jordan Howard and Dakota Bush, and damn, I'm trying to think who else, man. Jordan Howard's really a perfect fit for this guy. He's been giving me a lot of work. But yeah, that's about all I can think of right now, for real.
All right. And when you look at Jourdain and what he brings to the table, we talked about him already a little bit. There's plenty of tape to watch. Have you watched a lot of tape on him? And is there anything that stands out that you've learned from his wins, or maybe even more so his losses?
Yeah, I have watched a lot. So yeah, like I went through phases, bro. Like I said, we were supposed to fight like 2 years ago. The moment his name came across, I was watching film on him, and took a break and went back to watching film on him when I thought we might be getting matched up again. So, and yeah, I've been watching film on him this camp. He brings it. He's aggressive. Like I said earlier, he doesn't want to do too much grappling at all. I know he's a black belt. He's well rounded. He can grapple. The only time I've seen him grapple is when it's been, like defensively, or when guys, try to take him down. I know he has those two quick guillotines or whatnot. Uh, yeah, he's a sharp striker, dangerous, and brings it. Is not afraid to go for it. He doesn't play safe. I'm trying to think of what else to say without give. I don't want to give away too much of what I've seen in the dude, but yeah, I've seen a lot. I've watched him a lot. I'm very familiar with him.
And obviously, Sean, we know how good you are on the feet. You're tall. You're incredibly long for the division. We know how good of a boxer you are. So, is that going to be a dangerous game for him to play with you? Should he want to get this to the ground?
Oh, what you say? What do you mean? If he wants, what did you say of that last part?
So should he even want to try and stand with you? I mean, he's a striker. He likes to get in there and mix it up on the feet, but we know how dangerous
Yeah,
you are on the feet. Should he even want to try
yeah.
that, or should he try to get this to the ground?
Oh, so he might have, like people around him telling him, like, yeah, we know you like to strike, but he's tall and long, and that's what he does is boxing. So let's use your black belt here, take him down, or whatever. But I think even if he has people telling him that, I think he'll ignore that. I think that's just in his DNA is to, strike. I think he'll wanna, once we get in there and once the fight breaks out, like I think he'll wanna do what he always does. That's what a lot of guys tend to do, is do what they've always done. But yeah, like the matchmakers know what they're doing here. I think they've specifically matched us up because they feel like this has no choice but to produce a exciting fight. we both just want to strike. We both just want to have a shootout. You know, we both just want to let our hands go and let our strikes go. We the only time we grapple is when it's, you know, defensively, or when our opponent initiates it, you know. Um and yeah, and even though I am taller and longer, I feel like he I don't know why. I have seen a few things online, but yeah, I definitely feel I'm getting the feeling that he's underestimated me, and that he thinks that he's gonna have an easy night with me, and that he thinks that he's that his striking I think he thinks he's a better striker than me, but uh yeah, I'm just excited to get in there and mix it up with him. It's gonna be the fans are gonna get what they want in every fight. They want to see a shootout, they want to see blood, they want to see action. That's what they're gonna get.
So do you think this could be fight of the night, or are you going to finish this guy early?
It's one or the other. Like it's I see it's either gonna be a quick finish, you know, or it'll be fight of the night. It'll be fight of the night or a quick finish. That would be, I knew a prediction question was coming. So yeah, that'd be my prediction. Fight of the night or a quick finish for sure.
All right. And I know, Sean, the last time that we did speak, you had your eyes on Mike Trezano, Melsik Baghdasaryan. Obviously, you're completely focused on Jourdain right now and getting this win. But in 2024, you know, maybe in the spring, summertime, one of those names make sense for possibly your next fight?
Yeah, but like you said, yeah, I'm 100 Yeah, I'm 100% focused on Charles Jourdain right now. But yeah, I'd be down for any fight, bro. I'd be down to rebook one of the many fights that I have got canceled in the past. Uh, yeah, but I just want, yeah, I'm locked in on Charles.
It's crazy. It's almost 2024, right? I can't believe how fast this year has flown by.
Time is flying, bro. It seems like just yesterday Contender Series happened, bro. I can't believe I've been in the UFC going on 4 or 5 years now. Time
I
flies
know.
for sure.
Well, as always, man, I appreciate your time. Looking forward to seeing you back in the octagon next. So before we do sign off, as always, man, I want to give you the floor. Anyone you want to thank, anything you want to plug, the floor is yours.
Oh man, just my team here at home, Woolsden Training Center, my city, St. Louis. My coach Matt Owens, strength and conditioning coach, my Jacob Shear, my nutritionist, Iridium, Jason House, my manager, everybody who's just like doing everything they can to help the dream, me keep living my dream, the dream stay alive, and all that, bro.